Hey everyone. Today's topic, if it's not a yes, then it's a no. This is a great rule to live by when it comes to dating because many people out there are non-confrontational, and also many people prefer to let others down gently than outright rejecting them, than outright saying, hey, this isn't going to work, I'm not interested in you in that way, or I don't find you attractive for whatever reason, or many people don't want to go that route. So what they'll do is they'll use all sorts of excuses to basically try to let you down as gently as possible. But the problem with that is when people are ambiguous like this, it can make many people out there unsure of where they stand. Because if they're not getting an outright no, they'll often think of it as like a maybe. And if it's a maybe, then there's this little tinge of hope in there that it could potentially become a yes. But usually it never will. So this is just an important rule I've learned to live by, that if something isn't a yes, treat it as a no. Like if it's not outright a yes, just assume it's a no. Meaning if someone tells you they're not interested in dating right now, or they're not looking for a relationship, or they're too busy, or whatever it may be, just treat that as a no. Treat that as them not being interested. Because if they were interested, it would be a lot more obvious. You would be able to tell. They'd be reciprocating. They'd be making it much more apparent that they're interested in you. They'd be more willing to dedicate their time to you and that sort of thing. Even if they do have to cancel a date, they'll reschedule, that sort of thing. It's not going to be ambiguous in any way. And even when it comes to texting, they'll likely be willing to text you first. So it's not just going to be you initiating all the time. Someone who's interested, they reciprocate, they show their interest. And they may not always make it obvious, but there will be signs that they like you because basically they'll be dedicating time and energy towards you. So in the absence of that, just treat it as a no. It'll be a lot better for your mental health, even if you're wrong. But I've found, even in those cases where I was wrong, where I treated it as a no and the woman was actually interested, you're still better off, because if they're not, how do I put it? If they're not mature enough to communicate to you like an adult, do you really want to be spending time on them anyway? Like, think about that. The goal when it comes to dating, if you're a mature person, is to create a relationship. I had to throw that in there because, there are a lot of people out there who just want to touch their fleshy bits together. I get that. Not everyone is looking for a relationship, but for the most part, I've found mature people generally do prefer relationships to one-night stands. So I'm going to operate from that assumption. If you want a relationship, do you really want a relationship with someone who is not so great of a communicator? Someone who can't just outright tell you how they feel? Because getting into a relationship with someone like that, someone who's ambiguous, it's not going to be fun. You're going to be spending a lot of time trying to figure out what the hell they mean by what they say, because they don't outright just tell you. And it's really unfortunate how honest communication isn't expected in relationships, how it's not like the norm. It's really unfortunate. It's stupid how this is something that you tend to only find from mature people who've worked on themselves. I really wish that schools taught this, because it should kind of be the default, but it isn't. So most healthy relationships are between two people who are honest communicators. So if that other person cannot communicate to you in an honest way, you probably don't want a relationship with them. So this is why this rule works so well, because even if the rule is wrong, it's still right for the most part, because you don't want to date the people who are kind of the outliers of the rule, the people who don't make it a definitive yes, but it's not actually a no for them. At least in that case, you're still basically dodging a bullet for the most part. So this rule is it's really helpful for dating in general, and I highly suggest that you live by it. Just treat everything like if it's not a yes, then it's a no, and then move on quickly and find better people who are more mature. So that's pretty much all I had for you in this video. I truly hope you enjoyed this one. If you like content like this, be sure to subscribe for more. Otherwise, the easiest way you can help me out is just to throw a like and a comment on the video for the algorithm. And I will see you guys in the next one. Arrivederci.